A lot of people ask us if there's a formula that non-writers or non-creatives can use to write or define their brand story. I mean, if you're the owner of a small business that has no creative team at your disposal, how do you do it? I have to be honest here, there isn't a single foolproof formula for writing a story. It's an art, it's not science. But there is one tool that we often employ that will immediately elevate any sort of bland narrative into something that at least resembles a story. And that's the principle of buts and therefores. This principle was actually popularized by the creators of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and it goes something like this. Any time that an amateur writer tries to put together a story, it's often going to devolve into and then storytelling. So it'll be something like this. I drove to work this morning, and then I got a phone call from a client, and then they told me they had a problem with the product, and then I went to the R&D department to ask them to fix it, and then the client became happy. Okay, that's and then storytelling. And then storytelling is flat, boring, banal storytelling. But we can immediately elevate it, give it some peaks and valleys, if we simply replace all the and thens with either but or therefore. So for example, I drove to work today, but then I got a phone call from a client who had a problem with the product. Therefore, I went and talked to the R&D team to see if they could fix it. But they told me they couldn't fix it immediately because of X, Y, and Z. Therefore, we took another action to circumnavigate that, and therefore, as a result, the client is now happy. You see how you just infuse it with cause and effect. Stories require causality. They're not just, things don't just happen for no reason. Everything has to be connected by cause and effect. That's what makes a story work. And great stories are going to have plentiful buts, because buts represent the obstacles that make the story compelling. There is no formula for storytelling, but start playing around with the principle of buts and therefores, and you will immediately elevate your current efforts.